Title: Israel's Humanitarian Crisis and the Escalation of Conflict, Time for Ceasefire. Israel, despite doing all it can militarily, has yet to de-escalate the growing humanitarian crisis in Gaza. With the US continuing to replenish Israel's arms and ammunition, the situation on the ground remains dire, with civilians bearing the brunt of the ongoing war. The extensive military operations have not only led to significant destruction, but have exacerbated a severe shortage of basic necessities, leading to widespread suffering. While Israel claims to be targeting Hamas and Hezbollah hideouts embedded in civilian structures, this has not spared hospitals, schools, and residential areas from being devastated. The destruction has plunged the civilian population into a critical situation where the lack of access to water, food, electricity, and medical supplies has heightened the risk of disease outbreaks and compounded the trauma of war. The US, by continuing its support, risks prolonging this conflict despite global calls for restraint and a ceasefire. The situation has also drawn the attention of Iran, which has already retaliated with missile strikes and could potentially escalate the conflict further if direct negotiations between Israel and groups like Hamas and Hezbollah remain stalled. Iran's pledge to intervene militarily if the war continues is a significant threat that could drag the entire Middle East region into a broader war, a scenario the US has vowed to counter by standing firmly with Israel. However, it is becoming clear that there is no military solution to this crisis, and further aggression only risks expanding the conflict. The stakes are higher now than ever, with the risk of regional war looming and a humanitarian catastrophe already underway. This raises the urgent need for a ceasefire. October 7th, the anniversary of the massacre and abduction of Israelis by Hamas, is an appropriate moment to push for a ceasefire. The world remembers the mindless violence, and a ceasefire on this symbolic date could mark a step towards healing and rebuilding. It is crucial for Israel and the US to consider this opportunity. If the US cannot persuade Israel to agree to a ceasefire, it should rethink its role in perpetuating the war. By halting the replenishment of arms to Israel, the US could create space for Middle Eastern and European powers to come together and mediate an end to the conflict. Shifting its focus to supporting European diplomatic efforts rather than directly extending military support to Israel may provide the international leverage necessary to broker peace. A ceasefire is not just a strategic necessity, it is a humanitarian imperative. The continued war risks further destabilization of the Middle East and deepens the suffering of civilians on both sides. Now, more than ever, the international community must prioritize peace over prolonging conflict, and all eyes should be on October 7th as a potential turning point.